Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be showing you a little craft project of decorating our own fairy door, which I actually got this door from the works today and it was only £2, which is really cheap. This is what it looks like. It has a little latch and hinges on it so you can open and shut the door, which is super cool. So basically I'm going to decorate this door into a cute little fairy door. So first of all, to start out, I actually made a sketch of the door, of sort of roughly what I want it to look like, so that when I'm doing it I can sort of just make it look a bit like the sketch. Obviously this is a very rough sketch and it's not actually very good, but it's just to show the basic outline of what I'm wanting it to look like. So let's get started. The first thing I done was to get my pencil and I made some marks onto the door just to sort of make it look all rugged and naturally looking. I had to press quite hard because the wood was actually pretty solid, but you'll see after I've painted it that you can actually see all the little cracks in the wood and it just helps to make it look more realistic. So once I'd finished drawing the lines on the door, I took some clay, which I was going to use to make the bricks around the door, and the clay is just Daz clay, and the tools that I use are actually for cake decorating, which I got for about 79p, which were really cheap, so I'd recommend these if you're using clay because they're just cheap and it doesn't matter if you get them messy or anything. Then I just started drawing the bricks around the door, so that I'd have a sort of like an outline of where to put the clay before I stuck it down. To put the clay on, I just put some PVA down on the wood first and then put the clay on top, and that just saves you having to do it all and then sticking it down after the clay is dried so it can dry stuck onto the wood. And also the good thing with air drying clay is you can actually put some water onto it, which will soften it up again, which will allow you to move it around before it dries, which is really handy, but you need to make sure that you keep your air drying clay sealed in a bag because it will obviously start to harden in the packet and you don't want that to happen. Here I just made a little window piece, which I am now putting the border onto, which I just rolled more pieces of clay and stuck them down with PVA again. So again they would dry straight onto the main piece. Here I sort of wanted a wood texture to go around the door, so I just used the clay again, rolled it into one big piece and then stuck it on with PVA, and then used one of the icing sculpting tools to create sort of a wood texture onto the clay. Here I was just making some more little clay pieces. These pieces are going to be used to make some little mushrooms. And I also made some little roses, which I just took a strip of the clay and then rolled it all together and it gave me a nice little rose shape. So just painting the base colour on the door here. Sorry the lighting's changed, it was because it was night time. And then also putting a base colour onto the stone. You want to put your darkest colour on first for the base colour, because then later on I've done some dry brushing with lighter colour paint on the top. Just helps your designs to look more realistic. So then I rolled some clay into some thin strips so that I could create some sort of plants going around the door, so that the flowers and the leaves that I made could actually go onto these vines, which I also put around the window and then around the door just to kind of hide the sort of outline of the door, because there's quite a big gap between the door and the frame. So I tried to hide that with the clay. And here is all the clay before it was dry, just all stuck onto the frame. Then I left that overnight just to let all the clay dry properly before I started painting it. Here I'm just starting to paint all the plants going around outside. I also painted the little hinges and latch on the door to more of a bronzy kind of colour, just so it didn't stand out so much as being kind of fake looking. And here I'm just doing some dry brushing with some lighter colours on top of everything, like I said, just to give it a more 3D and realistic feel and look to it. Also, I think I lost the clip, but I did actually put some gloss onto the window part where the glass would be, which was just a Daz clay gloss, and it's really good. I would really recommend it. It is kind of expensive, but the little bottle does last you a while, so if you want to create shiny things, I would definitely get that. And here is the final door. I'm quite happy with how it turned out. I think it's got lots of details and textures, and it was a really fun project. So if you like this video, feel free to give it a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!